Hey there, it's Dusty Thunder again with another AITA story for you. This one is a little bit different. This is Am I the Astronaut for Asking Wife to Take Her Turn of Parental Leave? My wife and I have a child together already. We both work. I have a high-pressure corporate job and she runs her own successful small to medium-sized charity. We are financially comfortable but reliant on my income. I earn 77% of our income and my wife the remaining 23%. When we had our first child, my wife returned to work far earlier than planned, 5 to 6 weeks after the child was born. I took 7 months of parental leave. We are discussing having a second child and my wife is non-committal about taking parental leave. I have changed roles and do not have the job security to take a substantial amount of parental leave this time around. 6 weeks would be the upper maximum. Am I the astronaut for asking my wife to commit to taking a substantial amount, 3 to 6 months, of paid parental leave before agreeing to have a second child? My fear is that if she doesn't take leave, the responsibility will fall to me to do so, and we will not be able to pay our bills if I lose my job as a result of that. Edit, there are 2 sides to every story, so you should read my wife's version too. Wife responds. Hold up! It's very, very rare that we get a story and a response from who OP was talking about. First time ever where OP includes the other person's response in here. When Candy Thunder told me that we had a husband-wife response going on here, I thought, oh, okay, husband posted something. Wife found out about it. Wife comes back and responds, no, they did this together. I'm impressed. All right, wife responds. Let's spice this up a little. I'm the wife of the evidence obvious, and while he showed me this post as he posted it, good, we need perspectives, I did point out to him that his post is a little skewed. I'm honestly not bitter, well, maybe just a tad, lol, but let's add some more information here. 1, my role is also incredibly high pressured. Leading a medium-large size organization, not small, while our household benefits from his salary, I have 40 plus employees who depend on the job that I provide them. We also exist to improve health outcomes of our clients, an important service for the community. Economically, my role generates far greater financial and social return for the wider community. On a monthly basis, my salary represents about 35 to 40% of the net income. My husband does get a great bonus once a year, but his post used gross salary figures. He pays a significant amount of tax, whereas I don't, being in the social services sector. Yes, he took 7 months of parental leave, but our child went to daycare from 4 months onwards. His remaining 3 months of parental leave gave him a chance to have a career break and reset, which I was encouraging of. 4, I never said I wasn't committing to taking parental leave. I said I need to decide what is best for my situation. His response was always, show me a plan, putting the mental load of planning and burden to make it work on me. I've said that I recognize we would need to outsource help if he still has to work long hours and I'm managing my job, 2 kids, cooking, and managing the household. 6, he also said he won't take more than 2 weeks of leave this time around. But here he said 6 weeks. That's awesome because he deserves more time with his child, and if you can take 6 weeks, why wouldn't you want to? And be a positive example in your workplace. 7, this post all started when he walked into the room a few hours ago and said he was ready to start thinking about baby number 2. We equally want a second child, but are trying to work out how to best go about it. What isn't necessarily mentioned here is how I accept, regretfully, that having a second child means the increased mental and physical load on myself. Some of the facts from our first child. 1, since the day our child was born, I have done 95% of the night shifts and still have worked a full-time job. 2, I do 70% of the cooking, which sucks because he's a great cook, but I do the weekday cooking for the family. 3, I work full-time, but have to leave work early due to the daycare pickup and make up the hours from 9 p.m. to midnight, meaning I get less sleep than him and more interrupted sleep. So, are you an asshole for asking me to sacrifice and take my turn? Buddy, I have my turn every single day. Love you. Smiley emoji. Buddy, I have my turn every single day. That's flippin' fantastic. This is really interesting. So his question was, am I the astronaut for asking my wife to take her turn of parental leave? And yeah, there was quite a bit of misleading information in here. He said he just left it at, I took 7 months of parental leave. Well, only 4 of that being dedicated to the child was something that would have been useful information here, bro. It would have been really useful information. So essentially what you're saying is you think your wife needs to step up and do more? I'd be really curious, OP, if you, after reading through this list, are like, yes, all of that is accurate. If everything that your wife said here is accurate, you got some splaining to do, man. You got some groveling to do, and you're going to have to just suck it up and step up. Step up, man. Step up. And I completely understand the whole making up work hours from 9 p.m. to midnight. I do the same kind of thing. And the benefit for me is that I get to pick up kids from school. I get more time with my family, and I make it up on the back end when everybody else is sleeping, and I'm okay with that. That's a choice for flexibility and freedom, and in no way does that mean you work less. Normally it means you work more, but it's a sacrifice that you make for your family. He seems to be thinking here that she needs to do it all. Doesn't seem fair. Doesn't seem balanced. Doesn't seem like the way to go here. So I'm going to say, OP, yes, you are the asshole here. Where are we going to put OP? Where does OP belong here? As a reminder, the ASCON scale is a measure of the severity of asshole. ASCON 4 is the least severe asshole. ASCON 1 is the worst. 4 is you could have done it differently. 3 is you should have done it differently. 2 is definitely shouldn't have done that. And 1 is a terrible human being. While he did mislead us in his original post, I don't think he was malicious. I don't think there's anything evil behind it. It was dumb. It was a brozo move. But maybe that is like his worldview understanding of things, and he wasn't aware of how much she actually did and how his math was kind of off. Seems like he should have known, though. So he's saying, am I the astronaut for asking wife to take her turn of parental leave? Definitely should have done it differently. I'm going to go with definitely shouldn't have done that. Brozo Ascon 2. Ascon 2, Brozo Amendment. He definitely should have done it differently, but the question is, am I the astronaut for asking wife to take her turn of parental leave? And after her adjustments on all of the points that he made, yeah, he definitely should not have asked her to take her turn, because she does have her turn every single day. Wrong move. Ascon 2. It's not just should have done it differently. You should not have done that, sir. Sir, you should not have done that. Luckily, you seem to have a pretty rock solid, awesome wife, because she pretty much put you in your place here and then said, love you. This kind of feels like how Candy Thunder and I am. It's like, yeah, there's going to be a jab, but this is Rip and Beth, right? This is, I love you. I'll see you at the house later, but F you. So top comment here is, or hear me out, hold off on having another child for the moment. Seriously, you guys are adding more unnecessary stress. Another one, please don't have the second child yet, especially since you both sound resentful and even a tad passive aggressive toward each other, despite the love yous. Okay, so yeah, the wife came back and posted the comment, but he did say to read hers. So this was a group effort, but man. Okay, somebody said my wife is asking for the second child, not me. He said that. He said, my wife is asking for the second child, not me, which contradicts what she said down here, because she said this whole thing started because he walked in and said he's thinking about baby number 2. So obviously you guys are on different pages here overall, not just about kids, but on pretty much everything. And there needs to be an alignment of thinking. And I mean, obviously, men are from Mars, right? So we're going to see things differently anyway. But there are disagreements on like basic facts here that you guys really need to come together on before you're going to have the teamwork necessary to have another kid. And it sounds like we didn't go into a whole lot of detail about how their teamwork operated for kid 1, but there's some bitterness afterwards there. My wife is asking for the second child, not me, is the only comment he added. Candy Thunder says, yeah. That's a direct contradiction here, so it just makes it even worse. And it definitely seems like, you know, they have some funny banter, and yes, they did this at least. He showed her this wasn't a secretive thing. She responded right on it, and they're doing this together, but they're both looking at the same thing and seeing two different things. I don't know how to approach that, but I know he definitely shouldn't have asked what he asked. That's where I'm at here. So the wife came back and posted as her own account, but apparently he knew that was coming ahead of time because he had showed her the post as he was working on it. So they knew it was going on, but it doesn't change anything about them not having the teamwork necessary to survive this. And having a kid takes a hell of a lot of teamwork to survive. And you guys are going to be both on your last thread. You're going to be just surviving in zombie mode. You're going to say shit to each other that you never thought you'd say to each other because you're just stressed to the max and you're operating on no sleep, and it's tough. So if right now you guys are already to this point, what's it going to be like when you get to that point, when you start really taking jabs, when your filter goes away? If this is your filter, then there's some shit wrong. Some shit wrong.